Hello guys, welcome back to the Auto Intuitive channel. This is Isaac, and thank you so much for following, liking, commenting. You guys always ask some cool questions to fill the gaps because yeah, that's what I'm doing here as well. Sorry for the sun's on that side. But here we have the BMW 2 Series. Now on the left you have the 2023 new model. On the right you have a 2019, which has been around since 2014. They both seem to have LED headlights. One has fog lights, and the reason why I'm doing this video is because these two are where I think a BMW starts. I mean, I believe I said that about the 3 Series. Oh, here comes the plane. But the 2 Series is a special two-door, and it feels very pure. You don't have to go and get all the big bucks out of your pocket to enjoy a BMW. So this one, 2023, replaces the one on the left, and this one has a 2-liter inline-4, 255 horsepower. It has 295 pound-feet, and it is bigger. You can see here, let's see from the back, 230 X-Drive. This has the nice interior with the red seats. And the one on the left has 248 horsepower, 250 pound-feet. So it's missing about, a few horses, but the torque is a lot more on the new one. And let me just get this view. I'm walking over some rocks here, as you can see. So if you look on the one on the left, the exhaust pipes are all on one side. The one on the right, they're split up. And yeah, and as I said before, one of the exhausts are open when you're not in sport mode or if you haven't passed a certain RPM. And these both do have LED lights all around, it looks like. This one, the previous one, has LEDs because this one's nearing the end of this car's model years, I would say, before the refresh, before the all-new one. The one on the left is actually about 4 inches longer, and it is actually 1 inch lower than the older one. The older one is 1 inch higher, roof-wise. The one on the left, the newer one, is 2 inches wider as well. That's why it looks a little more bulky, in a good way. So let's get in the interior, because I want to talk a little bit more about why these two fascinate me. Because these are for normal people like you and me. So on the interior of this car, you can see it has the older steering wheel, and we still do have we have the gauges there. And when I start it, it does have a nice LED light thing going on. They're not necessarily my favorite gauges. I don't like these because they're too nothing against Honda, but they're too Honda Accordish for me. Interior, you have the nice buttons. Yay, we have buttons in the car for climate controls, which will be missing in the car next to us. And I'm not sure if it's via the package or what it is, but this car has the smaller screen. So I'm thinking there's a bigger screen that comes with a bigger package. And there's our auto stop start button, which went away. Keeps your engine on when the light is on. Another interesting thing about this 230 is it has a handbrake. My goodness, an actual handbrake. Too bad it's all-wheel drive and without a manual. And you do have your buttons there for sport mode, comfort mode, and economy. Of course, it's not saying comfort, but up here when I press up on the button, it gives me an option. As you can see there, you have sport, and you have sport plus, which in this car turns off your dynamic traction, or turns on your dynamic traction, lowers your stability, gives you a little bit of play. In the other car next to us, we would have to go into the menu in the back and look for that and search for it deeply. What else about this car is interesting? You have a gear lever. You could shift. You could upshift and downshift. Of course, the car is binging at me because I don't have it in drive. One thing I didn't like about the older model is this in the middle, the lock and unlock for all your doors. You'd have to hang through the window with your feet out the window to unlock for your friends to get in the car. Well, good thing this is a 2-door. And we do have a manual shade on the top. Nice. It's actually very premium in this car. It feels pretty good. Even the door handles, you could see the door handles. I'm weird with door handles. This one has the nice oak fine. I think this was called the fine line wood trim back in this time. And you also have it here on the dash, and you have a nice stitched dash as well. One thing I do want to say, this steering wheel to me in the older 230 is more honest than in the new one. The middle has no feel, but once you pass the middle, it feels pretty good. It feels almost analog. And I'm not sure if this car still does have the hydraulic power steering. I'm not sure. The paddles, I enjoy the paddles in this more than in the other car, surprisingly. The paddles have these curves on them, which are nice to grab onto. You see that? The other ones are just flat, which I'll show you. Another thing I noticed about this car, yep, we have a fog lights, and we don't have adaptive high beams. On the other car, you'll have 2 buttons. But yeah, take a mental picture. I'm gonna turn this car off. We're going to the other car. And when we're outside in the 2019 230, you lock it up here. Just like that. And you put your hand in the door handle, unlocks it, and you have a physical key area that's showing. But I still think this car is a beauty. This previous gen 2 Series. And yeah, if you want to dive into a BMW, this is it. Look at that. Including the headlights. Look pretty cool. Now, let's jump in the older one. Or should I say the newer one, 2023. This one's actually a 24. Look at that. The car came out in 23 though. Ta-da! We have the Tacora Red. There's our door handle. See, I'm weird with door handles. Doors, looks really nice. And as soon as I jumped in here, I could smell the leather. It smells really fresh. The other one has lost its smell. And there we go. And you could see the dash here. And what do you recognize? Big old screens in the car. Ta-da! iDrive 8.5. I believe that car is still on the iDrive 6. iDrive 6. Yep, you have a new steering wheel, similar to most other current. More buttons on the steering wheel. Heated steering wheel buttons here on the new car. On the old car, your heated steering wheel button is hidden over here. And you can see on the end of our blinker stick in the new car, you have your adaptive high beams. There are your auto lights down there without any fog light option. In the middle here, you can see our gear lever disappeared. But there's our sport, comfort. Wow, it actually says comfort. Weird. In the other one, it didn't say comfort because it automatically goes into comfort. And then you have the auto stop start button down here. So the button to start the car up here on the dash is gone. I do like the interior. Interior is nice and clean. What's weird is when I was driving this car, there was a rattle. And in the older one, there wasn't a rattle, which really threw me off. And you could see here, iDrive 8. We already know what the iDrive 8 is. In this car, this screen is it's a little much for me. I'm not sure why yet. In a bigger car like the X7, this screen makes sense. All right. I want to show you what's underneath the hood of this car. Oh, by the way, you have blind spot detection in the newer vehicle. A whole bunch of safety stuff that come with the car. And so this car, this new one, actually, what I didn't like it is it tried to move me back to the center of my lane. That's probably why I like the older one. The older one made me feel like I was in charge, but the newer one made me feel like it was kind of driving for me, like there's someone there. But there we go. There's an inline 4, 255 horse, 295 pound-feet, same as in the 430, the 330, all the 4 cylinders really. And it's nice and clean. So I'm going to open this other hood so we could see what the N20 looks like, because that's the engine designation for this generation's 4-cylinder. Oh, pull twice. Oh, another thing about the older one that I don't like, you could see, yeah, your seat memory is down there. It's not up here. like it would be on the newer 2024 sitting next to us. All right. The video needs to be less than 10 minutes. We've already passed. Wow, that looks much tinier. Interesting. It looks, all right, it says twin power turbo on it. Let's go over here. Interesting. This one looks wider, unless it's just me. Let's go back over here. Very interesting. 248 horsepower, 250 pound-feet, and it's plenty for this car. We're gonna go ahead and close this, and I'm going to ask the ultimate question: How is your happy holidays going? And if it's going great, same with me. And which one of these cars would you pick? Now, one is a lot cheaper for good reason. The other one is brand new. Let's see how much the other one is actually. Oh, these headlights, they turn with the steering wheel on the newer one. Oh, thank goodness my comfort access worked on this side. So this car is 47 grand, and it has 47,000. It has convenience package, just the right amount, and a whole bunch of other standard features, especially safety. Let's take a look from this side. So, which one of these cars do you desire? One's a little bit cheaper, feels more like a car. The other one has all the updated tech from BMW, and it feels like it's up to 2024. Other than that, I hope I see you guys again on the next one. Ask me questions on these cars. That one rode a lot softer than this one. This one felt almost like it has an M Sport package automatically added to the car. This one drives a lot more sporty, for sure, like the current 330. That one is a bit softer, but in a good way. This car doesn't really, you don't feel the bumps. You would think that in a smaller BMW, the bumps would be harsh, but they're not as harsh. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time, and thank you for watching. Toodles.